climactic. I'm like, here we go. Would you like to go live? Motherfucker. Hey, everybody.
And now we're live.
Okay, they're used to like me starting mid-sentence. My audience knows.
Samantha said, motherfucker, we went live.
That's fine. They're used to me.
That was the best. That was the best.
If any of my audience does not already know what to expect, they'll learn within the first 15 minutes. With that said, hey, everybody, we're just going to wait a few minutes, for everyone to get in here and stuff before we do all the things. It's also come to my attention that because I was modding somebody else's stream, I forgot to post that I was doing this one. So, give me just a moment to ramble while I do that.
You're just gonna, post on Insta.
She's all the posts.
An Insta influencer here for a minute.
Well, Instagram makes it so easy. You just post it on Instagram. Instagram.
She just came up with a whole new app.
So you just post it there, and it posts it to like 4 other places for me, and then I don't have to do anything else.
That's fair.
And it's really nice because I sent you all the links and everything beforehand, so I just go to our chat, and they're already ready for me. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? Since today is a write-in, I'm just going to give it like 30 more seconds, and then I will have Lauren intro herself.
Because I'm super interesting.
I think you are. I'm writing to writing mom babes are hosts.
I know, I was like, mom's gone wild. ... Well, as wild as moms go.
It's really funny because I just did a boudoir shoot on Thursday. So
did you?
Yeah, you can actually. I'll link. My friend Chrissy starting up a photography studio, and she was like, "So you wanted to do that fantasy shoot? I'll do your fantasy shoot for free if you model for me for boudoir." And I'm like, "Hells yeah!" So
that's so funny. So by fantasy shoot, you mean like you're gonna like cosplay, you dress up?
Yeah, I can send you like a outfit picture.
Oh my god! Yes, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, we did it in the same day.
As I have my patterns so that I can make my 18th century stays and shimmy and bum roll right here. So like.
And then I will also send you. I will also send you the boudoir photo that she's using for her photography Instagrams, like user pic and everything. So yeah, she's already posted like several of them.
Oh, that's awesome! I love your outfit and your face paint.
Thank you. We did. Oh, hello everybody! It's the kitty.
Hi,
all right. So we've been up for a bit. All right. Go ahead and intro yourself, Lauren. I've posted all the things. Everybody, thank you for your patience, as always. You're so nice with my chaos.
Hi, y'all. My name is Lauren Sevier, and I am a young adult author, YouTuber, and mom from down home, Louisiana. And yeah, on my channel, whenever I upload, which is few and far between recently, we talk about reading books and writing books and selling books and drink wine and commiserate on publishing things sometimes. So it's a fun time, but you will definitely want to hit the ring the notification bell thing because my upload schedule is nonsense at this point. So.
Definitely turn on those notifications.
Yeah.
Yes, tonight I am drinking the most amazing year and flavor of.
That's hilarious.
Dr. Pepper. And as everybody knows, or if you don't know because you're new, I am writing mom Samantha Nasset. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things, as well as occasionally just rant about something that has burned my biscuits lately.
That's fair. And I do that normally with wine.
And on Mondays, I host live streams such as this one, where we either do writing sprints or we talk and chit chat about a specific topic. Also, tomorrow, I will be on Lauren's channel, same time, trying to teach her how to write a short story.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
It is.
I say, because I'm really bad at it, so it's going to be really fun for y'all to watch.
Sorry, I've recently scripted a video on short stories for July, which was funny because I was like, Lauren wants me to teach her a short story. I want to do a video on short stories. What do I actually have to say about short stories, though? They're just short stories. And then I went through beta rounds for a short story, and I was like, I have a lot to say.
Yeah. Everything that I try to write that's short ends up being like 50,000 words or more.
Yes, that's definitely outside the range.
So I don't know how to condense things for real.
Oh, also, Lauren's book, Songs of Autumn, is on pre-order and will be released September 21st. November 21st.
Yeah.
Lauren lied to me. I gotta make an edit video. November 21st. Either way, I started reading it. It's pretty good. So, Sam and Laura. Aw, thank you. Hey, Audra.
Aww.
Caught about 2 minutes of Jenna's streams. I'll know for the next one. Yes, her next stream is the 17th. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. whatever California time is. Time to get shit done. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, welcome. I was there the whole time, but that is unfortunate. It's my first day. Oh, my birthday. Oh, I'm doing a birthday stream on the 31st that I wasn't going to announce until my vlog, but oh well, now y'all know. And also my children's first day of virtual school, so that's gonna be fun. Hey, Leanne.
I don't know why you're laughing, Leanne, but I like that you're laughing.
Probably because I was like, motherfucker.
Oh my god, yeah, I died. That was great.
Hey, Candy. Yo, Sophie. Yes, I will. I'm always doing my live streams. I'm just also going to help mod Jenna's live streams as I can. Oh, I thank you. Hey, Joey. Hey. Yo. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love Jenna and her streams. Hey. What up, Matt? I'm here on time. What is this weirdness?
We don't know yet. No one knows yet.
Will not. Oh, I thank you. There are more to come. It's basically in the morning/afternoon, we did as much of a fantasy shoot as we could before Tennessee weather was like, you know what you really need right now? Rain.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Exactly, because you're in the South. But so there will be photos from that, which let me tell you, I may not have been in a forest in heeled boots since I was a teenager. However, have not lost my skills for climbing a tree in them. So that was a lot of fun. And then we went and we had rented a B&B. So we did the boudoir shoot there after, I was still in my fantasy Viking-esque inspired garb as we went and ordered lunch and then bought some groceries and stuff for a girls' night. And which Chrissy was like, I love that you're going to do that because it's you. And I'm like, I ain't changing. We're just going to the store. And then, then we did the boudoir shoot. And then we just chillaxed and watched Netflix all night. And
I love that you said chillaxed in normal everyday conversation.
If I type the word, I use it verbally. I do not, my and my verbal speak do not.
My whole life.
So, then while we were sitting on the couch, she's like, oh my God, I love these so much. And she just started editing some of them and then set up her photography Instagram, which she didn't tell me she was doing that part. So I was just suddenly followed by this photography studio with my boudoir photo. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then I read
Like, wait, who has the naughty picture of me on their Insta?
already, who's already stolen it? And then I read the initials, and with the initials, I was like, because I know her full name. So I'm like, Chrissy, this is you, isn't it? And she's like, yeah. Like, lady,
So
didn't even warn me. Yes, and let me tell you, whatever makeup she used, like I got rained on, and I even had to like pat my forehead and my eye because it was starting to drip in, and then it was perfectly there, and I'm like, if only my normal makeup stayed this good.
Right. Oh, I'm pretty. Thanks. My hair is like a mess. Like it is, y'all. It is humid. It is humid in Louisiana right now. Like it is storm season, and I drown when I walk outside. It's a mess.
See, a fun fact about Florida and Louisiana: their hurricane season goes up the Mississippi and then says hi to Tennessee. So your guys' hurricane season becomes our storm tornado season. So I'm always like, oh, it's raining where you are. I'm gonna get that tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
I'm so glad that my chaos entertains. That's all I ever want. Yeah. I'm so jealous of people who cosplay your characters. I was not cosplaying my character, for the record. I don't match the body type and or skin tone or hair or eyes or like anything of most of my characters. So like I would love, probably, if I wasn't so lazy. I'm also like a super picky bitch. So I would be like, Nova's shirt is not like this. I just have a lot of clothes that fit for certain things. Like Chrissy was like, so where did you buy like these things? And I'm like, oh, I just went in my closet. I just grabbed a bunch of things from my closet. That's it. Because I like go to Renaissance fairs and stuff. I used to cosplay anime characters, but that's it.
Oh my god, I'm just so happy that Inuyasha is coming out with a sequel series. It just like made my whole life.
I am so curious as to how they're gonna do that. I'm
so in love. Like, oh, I was actually in love with Inuyasha when I was a small child. He was my first fictional boy crush, and he wasn't even fully human. And like, I'm so excited.
Got that furry, yeah. Stream hopping popcorn. Hey, I don't judge. I'm all like, I like to mess with my like werewolf friends because I'm like, werewolves are just like furries. But in the Western audience. And they're like, no. And I'm like, please tell me how they differ.
Look, what about Reads with Cindy? She's a low-key furry. And she's famous.
So, yeah. I comment on her videos all the time. I'm like, just embrace Cindy.
Just embrace the furriness.
Don't mock me with your rain talk. I live in Cali. See, but you have at least, well, depending on where you are in Cali, all of my friends in California tell me they have a dry heat, which does not, in fact, murderize your hair. From what I've heard, I've never been, so I just know the wet heat. Hey, good welcome.
That was so polite. Good evening.
Good evening. See, you're like polite. I'm like, we got vampires in the house.
I feel like I'm chaotic good and you're chaotic neutral because you could go either way in a minute.
Like sometimes I like to think I'm chaotic good, but sometimes
I feel like you're chaotic neutral because every once in a while you could just like, yeah.
I think the older I get, the more towards neutral I become. I hate this. I would give anything for it to be. Is that because of Song Autumn? I'm hoping. Also, everybody, The Savior Sister is gonna be out in 2 months. Pre-order.
I literally just downloaded The Savior's Champion, like literally just today, just right before the stream 2 minutes ago.
See, I was in fact not in love with Inuyasha, but this is because I didn't get celebrity crushes, as I discuss every now and then. I was in love with Inuyasha.
Yep. I was just like, you're so angry and wounded, and I just want to take care of you, and this is unhealthy.
I was a Shishomaru and Bankotsu fan.
You
Because I
know,
was like, they got their shit together.
what I'm really excited about is like Sesshomaru has some half demon daughters, and I'm like,
That's what
he had to
I'm.
get with Rin. He had to get with
No,
Rin.
no,
He
like
had
she's
to.
like his daughter. That's weird, Lauren.
No, she
He
wasn't.
adopted her. We
No,
gotta
that's
move
not
on
how it
before we
was.
start a fight.
That's not how it was. You need to go back and rewatch that series. Yo.
I got to play my hair wreath skills yesterday and made a wreath. So I actually have no idea what my hair looked like for the photo shoot because like I went to take a shower and I was like, okay, time to take it. What the fuck? 5 later, and then like after I get out the shower so Chrissy could like do my hair for the boudoir shoot, she's like, oh, you missed one, but you got most of them. And I'm like, that was another. What?
That's hilarious.
So many. I have a lot of hair, Lauren. A lot.
Me too. Mine's really long and thick and frizzy. I'm in Silicon Valley. We get a little humid because of the proximity to the ocean. It murderizes my curly hair. Yes, Audra, yes. Same Z.
Yes. All the Inu lovers. Oh, excuse me. All right, so this is a writing stream. Supposedly, that's what we're going with today. Any kind of fool. What kind of timer are we looking at today, everybody?
Halloween timer? I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about November and it wanting to be colder. And I go, Halloween. We've been talking about costumes and cold weather.
I can't spell Halloween. There we go. I think I'm going Halloween, and then I would add one more letter, and they're like, never mind. What did I do wrong? Ooh, this one has bats. We're going with this one. Okay, share screen. Yes, yes, I know it only works with good computers. Fuck you.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Stig, he wrote a comment about a hairdresser, and it's really funny.
Oh. I shall. Give me my 2 seconds back, mother. Okay. I'm fighting for those 2 seconds. All right, now let's look real quick. I went to a hairdresser once, and she pulled out a hairpin from my hair that I didn't know was stuck in there. The other day, I was like, I lost my phone pen, and my husband comes up and does this first, and he's like, okay, it's not there, and I'm like, I feel called out, but this is very
right. Why do I feel so attacked right now?
We will do 15 for the first one, and then if people want 20 for the next one, maybe we'll do 20. I will give the people what they want. I'm sorry, you're literally the only person that likes the rainbow one at the moment. Yes, it's a thing. All right.
Let me pull up my video editing software, which takes like forever and a day to load real quick.
I'm sure that hairdressers are just like so desensitized to that. Just like so used to it. Okay. Hey, yes, welcome. Yes. I got you. Oh,
hello.
Right? Sometimes it's just like when Chrissy does my hair, sometimes she'll be like, okay, she'll tell me how many numbers, like she'll tell me the number of how many pins are in there. And then I'm just like, what did she say again? And so then I'm just like second guessing myself the whole time. All right, so let us get started on our sprint then. 3, 2, 1, go. And everybody leave what you're working on in the comments. All right, time's up. How did everybody do? Lauren, what are you working on tonight?
Let me unmute myself.
That may help. Hello, Lauren? Did we lose you? Did you freeze? Did the hurricanes come for your internet?
Hello. Back again. Okay.
There you are.
I'm working on my book trailer for my book. That is what I'm working on tonight.
Awesome, awesome. That's my phrase lately, and I don't know why. So I am working on critiquing for one of my critique partners. I got about a third of a page in because I was also doing some other things. So
Yeah.
everybody, how did we do?
How did we
And
do?
what were we working on? I was about to say that a very different way and caught myself. I gotta scroll up. It refreshed. Oh, wait. Does this belongs to you? Well, you just pulled it out of my hair. This is my brother's.
I think we lost.
Hello? Are we here? Don't mind my glasses. I'm working on the first draft of a short story. Ooh, yes. I love short stories.
Fun fact, tomorrow Samantha is going to try to teach me how to write a short story. And it's going to be funny because I'm sure I'm going to fail.
So one of my mods let me know that the audio unsunk and then resunk on the stream. I noticed it did that to Jenna a little bit earlier. So I'm thinking YouTube's goofing. So just if that happens again, I apologize because I know how fucking trippy that can be. But it's outside my control. Handwriting my draft for my rewrite. Aw, yeah. Ooh, Act 3 of the first draft.
That's a fun bit where everything goes to hell.
Working on my sci-fi space opera mystery romance with a sprinkle of political intrigue.
What? And that's
Writing a scene where someone tries to mug my MC. Thing is, they don't know my MC has magic. So I love those scenes where there's like the super like gentleman thief, and then somebody tries to pickpocket them, and then they like catch them and like chastise them a bit, but then has also pickpocketed the other thief and just walks away calmly. I also just really like the gentleman thief archetype. So
yeah, I like misanthropes and anti-heroes. So clearly I have psychological issues. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just a child of the 90s. That's all that is. I have a scene kind of like that. She sets the dude's shoe on fire. Is there a special name for talking to people through a bowl of water? I thought there was, but I couldn't find it. I've heard that called scrying. Yeah. Scrying is the only term I can think of that one would use, but I suppose you could make up a term. Yes. Hey, yo, Savvy! Welcome. Reordering, rewriting, re-weeping. Are you weeping all over again, too? Sorry. I love you, Sophie. You know that. Hey, hey, happy Monday.
Are Mondays ever really happy? I mean, this one's happy because I'm with y'all, but
I have no difference in my Sundays through Saturdays during summer vacation, so it's all the same to me.
Mondays suck so hard for me.
I'm sorry. You also have a 9 to 5 outside the house, though, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't weep.
Don't weep.
It's part of my creative process. She's got a process, y'all. We gotta just let it be, let it be.
Every time I kill a character I really like, I take a shot of whiskey.
I giggle gleefully as I imagine all of the anger readers are going to lob at me. That's just how I've been.
My husband has a favorite character in song. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but because it's going to be a long-standing series of like at least 6 books, all that. And at some point, I am contemplating whether or not to kill this character off. Haven't even decided yet. He was like, "You will sleep in the guest bedroom for the rest of your life."
I will not be speaking to you.
It's just like, you will be on my blacklist. No good.
So I realized the other day, because I was talking to somebody about some feedback that I got, and I'm like, in the 18 years that I have been writing, and then I just stopped, and I was like, holy fuck, I've been writing and posting my writing on the internet for people to read for almost 2 decades. Like, I've been dealing with like beta readers, and I just called them writing partners when I was 13 and 12 and all that. But I'm like, holy shit, that's more than half my life. So y'all, I've been at it.
Yeah.
So, and like, I've just never been overly sentimental because I just get very sadistic, really. Because I was talking to one of my CPs, and I'm like, yeah, I really can't wait to write so and so's death. And he was like,
I
what
feel
do
that
you
way
mean?
too. Does that make us psychotic? Like, I don't know.
They're like, what do you mean? Does so and so die? And I'm like, well, yeah, you've read the outline, right? And they were like, only for book 1. And I'm like, oh, well.
I totally spoiled something big. I'm not gonna say it was a death or anything, but it was like the pivotal thing that happens or whatever. And I like spoiled it for one of my ARC readers by accident because she's a friend of mine and she like beta read something else for me. And I thought I had already like talked to her about it or something.
See, that's
like,
what I thought. I'm like, it's my critique partner. So I just assume my critique partner know everything by this point.
Yeah, and then this happens to this character and yada yada. And she was like, what?
I have been threatened by several critique partners, and so like I'm just really looking forward to that character death. I'm like, yes, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I love the character, but they must die for my plot. My plot is more important than their life.
It is almost 8 o'clock at night. My son is jabbering in his crib.
He has a lot of opinions on this.
Clearly.
Trying to figure out where we were in the comments.
Girl, we're about to have to get a toddler bed. So I'm about to not sleep at all.
Oh, no.
The transition from the crib to the toddler bed is going to be really interesting.
Harm none, but take no shit. That's my MC's motto for witchcraft. It's interesting.
I like that.
I want to see how that's executed. I have a character death planned for later, and I'm sad just thinking about it. Some characters are created for the sole purpose of dying, though. Yeah, I definitely do that. Like, I mean, their death serves a purpose in my plot, but I'm like, I need you to die. So I need people to love you.
I have this really bad habit of like naming characters that are really just cannon fodder, and it's not fair because they really should be like more well developed and 3-dimensional than just cannon fodder if I give them a name. It's kind of like giving an extra a name. Like, what's the point if they don't have lines, right?
Yeah.
So like I have a bad habit of that, and so anytime I'm editing, I have to go out and be like, no, I have to describe this person. I can't give them a name. Like, people will think that there's more to this story, but they're just here as like.
See, one of my favorite things about writing and that I do is that literally there is no safe character. I've written a short story, and the POV character, the end of the story was their final moments as they died. And I had a friend of mine who was like, you can't kill the main character. And I'm like, who did? Like,
Game of Thrones is bad.
Except dogs. Dogs are safe. So if I ever write a dog, know that the dog is immortal. The dog is secretly a god. I just got partway through the stream, but I started on some work I have to do for my job due tomorrow. Okay, cool. Yeah, get that important stuff done.
Again.
This was...
Well, I will again tomorrow when we clock in.
Yeah, we might do a 20-minute sprint, because I assume that's what you're talking about. All right, 265 words for chase scene. Ooh, chase scenes. 108. I didn't get any writing done because my cat was feeling inferior and wanted attention. He's a brat. Yes, Sophie, that was 15 minutes, I promise you. Not many words, but some dialogue I really enjoyed. Ooh, excuse me. That's the important part. Working on stuff for the publisher I've been working with. Haha, made a few videos. Oh, nice. What is the name of your publisher?
Yeah, tell us so that we can all pitch them.
Yes. I'm adding a new scene to my novella. This is the first novella I've ever written, so it's been an interesting task to find a good balance to tell a solid story, but a shorter one. That is what I hear people have a problem with. I try not to sound like horrible, but I'm sure everybody you have those strengths or those things that you're just good at. So when other people are like struggling with it, you're like, how do I say I sympathize with your struggle, but I cannot empathize with it at all?
Yeah.
So I'm always like, how do
entire
I...
scene tomorrow as you watch me struggle really hard.
Yeah. So it's just like, how do I say that I understand you're going through something without sounding like an asshole, because I can't empathize with it. It's gonna be fun.
You know how to get to the point, and I don't know how to get to the point. Yeah.
Yes, telling a short story is actually way different than telling a full novel, and I didn't grasp how different that was until I had to explain it, and then I was like, oh. So I'm glad I wrote that video before tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now I have a game plan. I have a game plan.
Oh God, he's got a teaching lesson plan.
19, writing a confrontation between MC and River Nymph armed with driftwood trident. I am very interested. Hey, Torre! This is my 20th year posting my writing online, and may I say, it's just a thing. My CP knows book 3 spoiler. I don't even know how many books I have. They know the end game, especially the final scene. As I think I've actually said like my outline for the final scene, or what the final battle scene on stream before. I'm so proud of it.
That's so a thing that like it amazes me whenever people are like, yeah, I'm writing a series, but they don't know how it ends. And I'm like, I knew how it ended before I started writing book 1.
Right? Like I know all the things.
This like culminates and ends. Like you have to have like a target to hit, right? Like
yeah, for me, like I don't know how long my series is gonna be yet, because I don't know how like much I'm gonna bulk out each book, and I have to figure out the mini stories but I know the overarching plot.
Right.
So it's not fair killing off one of my fave characters and then not telling me, I thought you knew. I thought you knew. He's the CP I was talking about.
My husband told me I had to sleep in the guest room. I would not be able to sleep in our bed if I killed his favorite character.
I just feel bad for the way it went down, because I was just like, oh yeah, I'm so looking forward to writing so-and-so's death, and he was just like, who? What? And I'm like, you didn't know. Oh, about that. My MC and I agreed to not spoil things for each other, and it's driving us both crazy. Or my CP.
Okay, so that I don't know how that would work, because like I know personally, like my CPs, they're my sounding boards. Like whenever I'm puzzling out like plot shit, like I really have to like bounce things off of them and see what their like reaction is and stuff. Like I don't know.
I think if it comes if you've got like several CPs, you can have like a different level of CP. So you got like your CP who knows all the things, who you bounce off all the ideas, and they know your story about as well as you do, right? And then maybe there's the CPs that you don't talk to as frequently. So, but like you exchange writing, so then they could give you a more fresh perspective because they don't know what's coming. So you can get like that
I
kind of
have
reaction from it.
levels.
But
I
I
feel
don't
fancy
have
levels.
I don't anymore, but I used to. But now I'm just like, you're gonna know
I'm
everything.
leveled up.
Like I tried. That's what Stieg was supposed to be. He was supposed to be like one of the more fresh ones that just didn't know the whole plot, and then I already done fucked that up. So I might fill a shark fountain pen with blood red ink because I need to write some red. Oh yes,
That sounds amazing.
that sounds
Sounds
so
so
cool.
much fun.
I've read my CP's outline, but she has not read mine. Why is that, Sophie? Why are you hoarding it? Hey, welcome,
Oh,
Aphrodite!
we have a goddess.
Welcome you. Oh, yeah. Hey, Wendy! Also, I apologize ahead of time for anybody whose names end in a vowel because it just becomes A when I say hi.
Hooray! Windy!
Hey, tell me. Yo, Ray, what's up? His name's legitimately Ray, so it works.
So it works.
Making pillows for my new apartment while on break. Awesome. I feel like such a baby here. I only started writing seriously 2 years ago. Well, see, the thing for me was I was like 12, I think, when I read In the Forest of the Night, and I loved to read the about the authors in the back, and it was like, well, she was published at 12 or 13. And I'm like, bitch, I can do that. And that was what started it. Because I'm like, I like to tell stories. I could totally do this. And that was why I, at 12, decided to do stories seriously. Because I've actually been like telling stories and writing stories since I was like 4 or 5. But I have not been sharing them on the internet with strangers until I was 12.
That's a much harder, I think, journey to publication or self-publication or whatever, being a writer. Because I really only started writing seriously, like with the thought of publishing, like 8 years ago. But it wasn't because like I didn't have the talent or the drive or the want to do it. It's literally because I was like, I'm not good enough to do it. Like, I'm not good enough. I had really, really bad imposter syndrome and just not very supportive people, in my corner and stuff for a really long time. And then it was like, I had this friend and she was, into writing, and she was like, hey, you're going through a really hard time. It'd be good for that. Writing out your feelings in a story, catharsis and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. That sounds too much like English homework. So of course we got like a bottle of wine and we opened that shit up. And she had these character dice. So it was like literally like a game of dice that you roll. And it was like, it gives you like a theme and like a character and like something else. And you just like have to write a story with that. Well, so like it was like a drunken fun game, right? Wrong. That became my first full-length novel. And I went, holy crap, I can write a book. And so like, yeah. So from there I was like, oh my God, I got bit by the bug. And it's been ongoing love affair ever since. So,
I love that. I'm glad that you gave it a try because I'm loving Songs of Autumn so far. Everybody, pre-order. I published and unpublished 2 novels. So because I published them when I was 20, 21, and I just rush published them. And then like 2 years ago, I was like, no, I could have done better at 20. I was just doing it because I was rushing it. So they've been wiped off the face of the interwebs. Well, as wiped off.
Interestingly enough, I actually co-authored with somebody for like a long time, and our friendship kind of like fell apart or whatever, as when you're growing up, like friendships do. And so like all of the stuff that we wrote together is kind of in intellectual property purgatory, because we had no formal writing agreement written down whatsoever, naturally. And recently I've actually been reading one of those books, and I'm like, it's rough. Like, you know, it's writing from like years ago before I knew half the crap I know now. You know, so clearly as you grow, it's good to see like, oh, I wrote so poorly back then and I write so much better now. But recently I've been thinking about like maybe reaching out to her and seeing if she'd be like interested in handing over the IP so that I could actually like develop it. Yeah, and actually like put it out. And it's like, it's such a cool concept. It's this dystopian Western. So it's like Mad Max meets like John Wayne. Like, it's kind of amazing. It really is.
like, pardon me. Give me my book.
Yeah.
I need to write it.
So I don't know. So like I was working on that a little bit today. Like I was working on a proposal and stuff to send to her so that maybe like she'll let me publish that. I don't know.
Hopefully she will.
I'm nervous about that.
I have plans for 8, but I've divided into 4 and 4. Like, so like, do you have plans for 8? But is it like 2 series that are 4 and 4, or?
Yeah, I want to know too. Tell us the things.
I give props to people that can actually map and plot out entire series. For me, it's not that much different from doing like a single book, because the thing is with a series is you've got your overarching plot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which will just I'll make up one at the moment. So good guys have to overthrow big bad, right? So good guys have to overthrow big bad. And then it's all like, well, how do they do that? And you decide the major points for how they get to defeating big bad. And then like are those major points enough to be a novel on their own? Like for me, I'm trying to figure out where to end my first novel right now. And I'm thinking a good point to ending it is after Nova has been training in seclusion, and then she comes back, and then they go find the prophecy, and then they're like, okay, so to beat the big bad, we got to do this prophecy. Are we ready? And then it's that whole like, because I'm a cliche bitch, just that cliche, and we're off on a journey, bookends thing. So that's where I'm thinking of ending it, but I'm not sure yet because I need to make sure I have enough from my inciting incident, that's the word, from my inciting incident to that to actually constitute a novel, which I was very not convinced I would until I've added an entire little plot arc having to do with my big bad and his son. So that's fun. I might be able to pad it out there. So yeah, that's basically just it. You just have to make sure that each book has its own purpose, because it's not a story if it doesn't.
Yeah. So definitely, I agree with everything Samantha just said. And to add on to that, I'm even crazier than she is, because all the books in my 6-book series, starting with Songs of Autumn, I'm trying to make them into different subgenres of fantasy.
Oh, that's like really interesting, though. That would, I would love that.
So like that's a thing too, is I'm exploring different subgenres of fantasy.
It reminds me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is an anime that like the genre of the first part is horror, which is really funny because my husband really, really wanted to watch it, and literally all I knew about it was that it started like Dio's a vampire. That was all I knew before we watched it. We started watching it, and he's like, "I didn't realize this was in the horror genre," and I'm like, "How do you, the one who was obsessed with it, not know it's in that?" But it goes from like horror to I forgot what the second part is, but then like the third part is like an adventure story, and then one of them's like a murder mystery. I think that one's part 4. So like that, I think that would be really interesting because I adore that in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I realized I was writing a series when I finished the first book, and I had dozens of dangling string to tie up. Then I set out to figure out the rest of the plot. Well,
like literally someone throws a wrench in your face and is like, plot twist. You gotta write more.
Here's the toolbox, fix it.
Right.
My Whip is the first book of a trilogy. I really tried making it. He struggled. He didn't want to write a trilogy. I told my CP who is going to die so she can make sure the development of the character is good. So people, yes, that's one of I kind of call him my alpha CP sometimes as Fox, and that's because he gets the rough drafts like before I even really edit them sometimes, because I really love my own writing. And so I'm just like, Fox, read this. This conversation's hilarious. So I do things like that to him all the time, and he's just like, okay. He reads it.
That's what I love, though. I like my poor husband, y'all. My poor husband. He reads really, really fast, and he does like fantasy, but he reads like a totally different kind of fantasy than what I write. Like he normally does not read young adult romantic fantasy. You know, it's not normally his jam. And this poor guy, I mean, like for hours, I will just be like, "And what do you think about this world building thing? What about the?" And he's like, "Lauren, I don't care. I'm trying to sleep. Please, God, stop it."
Literally, like any of my close friends who are willing to listen, I will just sit there for like 2-3 hours and tell them everything. Like, here are my cultures. Here's things.
All of the things that are never even written into the book, but it's in the background. And it
you don't need to know this.
It's important.
You're gonna. Yeah.
Right.
I has returned. Tiny human decided she has energy still, so yes, she is quite the hockey lover, if I remember right. Yo, what up?
Wow. Nice to see you.
I tell both my CPs everything because I like to talk about it a lot, and it's easier if I don't have to describe 7 layers of plot depth when I have an idea. This is also fair.
It's also very true.
It's a lot harder when your CP's like, oh, hey, so do you think this would work? And you don't have the context, because it's like, maybe.
Yeah.
I need to find the link to send y'all for the publisher. I just want to know their names. I'm far too, ever since I discovered self-publishing was a viable option as long as I save money for months, I'm a very patient woman. And so I'm just like, I get to control everything. So we'll probably never go traditional anymore. Unless I just want that name brand. Just like, yes, I have one novel with one of the big 5. And that, my other
query again. I think I don't know. If I get the intellectual property rights to this story, I may query directly to a couple publishers that I think might be interested, but I don't think I'm ever gonna traditionally query again. It's just like I enjoy the process of self-publishing so much. I enjoy cultivating relationships with cover artists and obsessing over trim size and like
I understand anybody who wants to go traditional for however, whatever your reasons are, especially if they're financial. It's just, I happen to be lucky enough to be in like a spot where, one, I have a super supportive husband, so that helps. And 2, I can, like, when we're not in a pandemic, I can work a convention a few times a year, and then I can save up the convention money because we don't usually need the convention money for anything, right? So I just put however much I make in a convention to the side, and I'm like, this is my author fund now. So
convention. So what do you do at convention?
When I work anime conventions, so there's what's called the dealer room, and you go in and it's just basically a bunch of vendors who sell their merch. So I work for Anime Pavilion, and specifically we sell like manga, Blu-rays, DVDs, stuffed animals. We normally have some Magic the Gathering cards and stuff because those are very popular at conventions.
I know this about
occasionally
you. You're my best friend.
And it's just so, yeah, we just sell a bunch of like random anime merch.
I need the manga. I need all the manga.
And he always has ridiculous sales on the manga too. They're like, there's always like a percentage off. If you buy so many, you get 20% off. You buy like even more, you get like 30% off. It like scales with how much you buy. So
I need all of them. How much are all of them?
Several thousands of dollars, I'm sure. enjoyed writing in school for Norwegian and English, but it was only 2 years ago I started writing because I wanted to and not just because I had to. That's fair. Like I said, for me, it's been a long ass time. Songs, or sparks, not songs.
You're so passionate. It's great.
Sparks come from unassuming places. The spark for my current whip came from a Tumblr post. I have had a few ideas from a Tumblr post. I feel that. Yes, I concur.
Oh, yay.
One series of 8 books that can... Oh, okay. Got you.
Okay.
I outlined this trilogy that gets letters, and Sam won't remember that later. But that's awesome. I like trilogies because I have a thing with the number 3. My MC for book 1 is one of the 3 siblings, and each book in the trilogy is going to be each from one sibling, so it's quite a puzzle to make the overarching story cohesive. I am a sucker for that, though, because I'm one of 3 siblings, primarily.
You too!
And so whenever it's all like, and there are 3 siblings, and each one has a book, I'm like, well, which one's the oldest? Because that's the one I need to know.
This one's the middle child, because we all know they're the best. I love it. You're like my older sister, Samantha. We both come from 3 children. You're the oldest, and I'm the middle child.
Do you have brothers, sisters in between?
Older
I
and younger.
also have sisters. Yes.
We are actually related in another parallel dimension. That's what
we're just parallel versions of each other.
Yeah.
You're the Louisiana version. I'm the Tennessee one. All right.
Well,
we're gonna I was just gonna say I'm gonna speed through the comments real quick so that we can do our next sprint.
Let's do it.
I concur with this. Yes, conventions. Where did you go? I miss having that extra money. Okay, so Anime Pavilion does conventions everywhere in the US. He even goes to Hawaii. I, however, he like, because what his business model is that he gets people like me who I will manage the conventions like around here. So I'll manage Tennessee conventions, Georgia, Florida, Virginia. Sorry, I'm like that state up there. So Virginia, just stuff. I am one of his favorite managers, though. So he'll if I wanted to work an East Coast one, I could probably ask him to do an East Coast one. But yeah, I don't normally, just because because when my husband works, I have to make sure somebody is here with the kids 24/7 if I'm going to be gone Thursday through Sunday. And sometimes sometimes for a 4-day convention, I actually have to leave on a Wednesday. So
herding cats.
Yeah. But he does he does free shipping right now. So if you go to Anime Pavilion on like Facebook and stuff, you can still buy from him.
Oh yeah, I'm about to blow my whole paycheck on manga. It's gonna be
all right. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and do another sprint.
Pray for me that I find music. That was tripping me up last time.
Oh, for your
my book trailer.
So OC Remix. So OCRemix.com has like free to use game and anime like remixes. So I've been almost exclusively using those on my YouTube videos ever since. I'll send you a link. But yeah. All right. So. All right. And we're ready for a sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh wait, did we want to go to a 20-minute sprint? I'll go to a 20-minute sprint. Hold on. 20-minute timer, Halloween. No, not 25. Okay, we'll just stick with this one. And we're starting. And we're back. So, how did everybody do? I'm gonna go ahead and say that after this break, we'll do one more sprint because we've hit an hour and a half, and I have a bedroom that we're remodeling this month. So I have to go back and continue working on that and editing videos.
I found super creepy music for my book trailer.
Awesome. Did you get it put into your program?
Yeah, it took me like forever though. Mostly because my computer's really old.
Ah. Well, I have finished critiquing about another 3 paragraphs. So my critique partner is not a fan of the horror genre, and I'm like, for this part, really some horror writing techniques would be great. He's like, it's maybe true. So yeah. All right. Let's see where everybody is. Let me hit start on the break timer.
You have break timers? We're so fancy here.
I do, see, because otherwise I will talk forever.
Yeah, guilty as
So
charged.
I'm also one of 3 siblings. Yee! We have 3 sets
Oh my
of
God,
3 siblings.
what does that mean?
We are
the
chosen
chosen
few.
one.
It would have been even better if one of y'all was the youngest, because I know you're both middle children. So,
Okay, that's how we
one of you had been the youngest.
That's how we win.
It just been fun. My sisters tried that, didn't work. Is Ghost Hunter Fever Dream. I got lazy and didn't want to type it out. That's fine. I'm just dyslexic. So anytime I see letters that I don't know what they stand for, I am not going to remember them. But I will try. I also make words at like my current whip before it had a title. What happened was in my outline, I was like 1 dash fuck if I know. And everybody reading that outline was like, "Oh, so like book 1's called Fuck If I Know." And I'm like, "Well, it was actually 1 out of how many books was Fuck If I Know?" Yeah, but yeah, so I just started calling the series Ficky. So, and I still like my outline is just Ficky outline, even though it has a name now.
I definitely do that. Placeholder names that turn into like the vernacular, common vernacular. Yeah.
Yes. 1 sis, 1 row. Cool. My mom is one of 3, but she is here's the youngest.
Baby. It's Audra's mom.
Oh, here's the baby. We got the baby.
Hey, baby bro. I've never had a brother before.
She's the youngest of 2. I grew up with 2 cousins who were basically like my brothers. So when I want to, I'll just be like, yeah, I basically had 2 sisters and 2 brothers. But so you're the wonky one that like my baby brother.
Yeah, everyone's picking on each other, so it's just like Thanksgiving.
Exactly. I went to my first anime con in 2018. It was A-Con in Fort Worth. I think I've worked A-Con before, but like when I was 18. So, because I told my boss, I was like, I'm basically having trouble finding any work here because I'm fresh out of high school with no like work experience. So can I just like work conventions and travel with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I worked like 5 conventions that summer. I really love my boss too, because I was all like, my boyfriend's in Florida. Can I just go to Florida for 2 weeks early before the convention? And he's like, yeah, sure. He spoils me. But he's also known me since I was 16, so
yeah, that's fair.
He's just like an uncle to me. Well, if you ever work in East Coast Con, I will high five you from Artist Alley to Dealer's Room. Oh yeah, I always get so sad because like Artist Alley usually opens after and closes before the Dealer's Room, so I can't ever go. So, but yeah, me wonky. I never. This I'm fun fact. I'm the oldest, but I'm the smallest. So, well, technically, Amber is shorter than me, but she is bigger
I'm the
than me.
middle child, and I'm definitely the weirdest one out of the three of us. So I don't think that logic actually applies. Okay.
That's
Sorry.
that's a hard competition with me and my sisters.
Yeah, not with me and mine. My sisters
I'm
are
not.
like
I'm not
perfect,
about.
literally perfect.
I'm not about to expose my poor sisters on the internet, but they have they like to tease me about like my weird food things. Like my middle sister, the other day, because I told her that I was sending her a thing, but for what I was sending her, the person was like eating some weird food, and she's like, "Oh well, that's fine. I'm totally desensitized to eating weird food." I thought she was gonna point out because my kids like drink ketchup as a smoothie, which is what she normally says. But nah, she comes out of nowhere and is like, you put chocolate syrup on your chicken nuggets," and I'm just like, I haven't done that since I was, like, 17, but also I kinda want to now because that was
To
actually
be
really good.
honest, who
But
wouldn't
also
put their chocolate syrup on chicken nuggets? It's literally
everything.
the baby Yoda meal of the century.
But,
Chocolate syrup and chicken nugs.
I was doing it before Baby Yoda. But yeah, I did she blindsided
Yeah.
me with that. It's just like, I feel called out, but also kinda want some right now. So, just one of the things I do.
Stop yawning. I'm not actually tired. I just keep yawning.
That could be a symptom of an incoming migraine if you're a migraine prone.
Why would you attack me that way, Samantha? I feel
Because
assassinated.
look, I have apparently had chronic migraines for 12 years, and I didn't know what they were
I have a
because
migraine now. I'm gonna be convinced that it's because you put voodoo on me.
fair, fair. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't, have migraine sufferers have either this list of symptoms, which is commonly known, or this list of symptoms, which is not commonly known, and I'm in this one. So, my mom had migraines with the list of commonly known symptoms. So, growing up with my mom, I'm just like, I don't have the same symptoms as her. I can't have migraines, right? And then I was researching it and talking to my doctor, and we're like, oh no, it's probably migraines. And when I was reading it,
A prescription for Botox and your insurance will cover it. I
I
need to
don't
know.
know.
Because
I'll talk to
Botox
my doctor about
is
that.
a migraine medication.
I do know that I was talking to him and there is a once a month shot that
Mhm.
he wants me to try until he saw my face when he said that. And then he's like, or not, or maybe not. And I'm like, we can try it next time because I hated the last 2 migraine meds that I tried. But,
I asked all the doctors I work
yeah,
with, I was like, can you please just get certified to give Botox shots? Please. They're like, we're cardiologists,
do it.
Lauren.
I just want it. But yeah,
Not
one of the really weird symptoms that stuck out to me was it was like, if you do not normally yawn when you're tired, which I don't. I don't ever yawn when I'm tired. I go from being awake to being asleep. There is no there's no in between.
yawning again. I refuse.
And
Because
then
they like to do on me.
it was like, but then you find a day where you're just yawning excessively, uncontrollably. It could mean that you have an incoming migraine in 24 to 48 hours. And I was like, and then I started paying attention and it was true. And I was like,
It's not even okay.
it's not. So now anytime I yawn, I'm all like,
Paranoid.
no,
I just tired
I
children
refuse.
running me ragged, or is this about to be a really bad night?
No, because that's the thing. It doesn't matter how tired I am. I just do not yawn. I just pass out. So I'm like, my worldview on yawning is blown. I don't appreciate it. So I had to blow yours. I'm sorry.
I get a migraine, I'm totally gonna be like,
I'm just gonna get a
Samantha.
message in 2 days. Take y'all voodoo back, witch.
I'm just gonna send you a picture of a voodoo priestess. That's all I'm gonna do. You're gonna be like, what the hell? And then you're gonna remember this conversation and go, oh yeah.
It depends. If my brain's functioning that day, I'll just laugh. But if it's not, if I have brain fog, I'll be like, this seems familiar. I don't know why. Hey, welcome. Are you not driving? Because that would be an acceptable reason to not be or to be late today. Oh no. I think yeah, cats, dogs, children, they're needy. Husbands sometimes.
All the time.
Ma, the meatloaf cat. Excuse me. Oh yeah.
I was
Ooh.
gonna say she's handwriting hers. I immediately cringed because I went, oh my god, my hands hurt for her. They hurt.
I am so glad. If those are the same compression gloves that my mom has, my mom really loves them. This time I was in the car. Well, that happens. Yay, sprints. 250 words out on my trilogy outline. Ah, yeah. I got partway through a project management spreadsheet. Yes, awesome. 322 words. I handwrote most of a page. There was death and disintegration. That is a heavy metal album, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
One chapter edited. Oh, yeah. 132. Good. 48. I found out my friend's grandpa passed at the beginning of the sprint. Oh, I'm so sorry. So, yeah, take all the moments you need.
My grandpa passed last week.
Yeah. My condolences. My grandfather is 70 something and has health issues from Agent Orange. So every day we're grateful.
My grandpa was in his 90s and late 90s and was a World War II vet, lived through the Depression, all that. So like he was, suffering for a while.
Yeah.
And, so it wasn't a bad passing. He was peaceful. He lived a long life. Lots of people who loved him.
My papa keeps telling us that. He's like, I've lived a long life. I've seen like 10 of my great-grandchildren. I mean, literally, there are 10 great-grandchildren. He's like, I've met 10 great-grandchildren. I'm ready to go when I'm ready. It's fine. And I'm like, no, you will be 100. And there's not a day sooner.
My Uncle Hilary, my grandpa's older brother, actually lived until he was 100 years old. And there's a picture of my son when he's 3 months with him. So it was like the oldest of our family and the youngest of our family or whatever. And so that was really cool. There was literally nothing wrong with him either. He had like a bum knee from World War II, and that was it.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining how the bum knee could have happened. I went to war and all I got's a bum knee.
So, fun fact, it was not in combat that he got his bum knee.
That's what I was imagining.
He was like messing around in the mess hall and like fell over a table and like broke his knee or something stupid.
See, I'm from a military family, so I was like, for it to be called a bum knee, I'm like, that's not a compliment. Like something else happened.
No, it wasn't like he got shrapnel in this battle in World War II. No, he like fell in the cafeteria. Super impressive.
But see, what he gets to do now is just make up a new story on how it happened every time.
Well, he was very blunt. Like, he was just very blunt. He was like, yeah, this is what happened. That's it. Goodbye. The end. I'm walking away now. Like,
it is how it is.
Yeah. But he did, like, what's wild though is like they were both so like humble. Like, they never talked about anything like that. So like for the longest time, I didn't even know like my Uncle Hilary like served with General Patton like in World War II. Like
most
like,
from from my experience in my military family, most vets don't actually. They don't talk about it except to other vets and stuff. Then they'll talk about it, and it's more just like, yeah, this is how it was and all that. Just
Young
empathize
buck,
with
yeah.
each other. Young bucks don't even know.
You don't even know. I built those radio towers that we used to bomb over there. Built it from the ground up. Legitimate thing. One of the things that happened.
Gave my puppy his medicine and sent off an email. Oh yeah. The break timer is such a good idea. I need to do one of those. Otherwise, I talk too much. See, that's what happens when a Virgo runs things. All the organization.
Abby, don't forget you heard that idea. We have fun on the office.
Are you implying you don't have fun with my break timer, Lauren? The shade, the tea, the exposing.
No, this is fun. I'm just saying, like, the random stream where we decided to just watch music videos is still one of my favorite streams for RK's birthday. Like, if we had been organized, it wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have happened.
So we got another baby here, a baby of 3.
Baby! Eli. Dang.
What tiny human? When was there a tiny human? My tiny human?
Or you mean because Eli was the baby of his family?
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes my kids stop by, but they have not so far.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen any of your kiddos.
That's why I was like, did my tiny humans ninja over here when I wasn't noticing?
Mine finally stopped jabbering, so I'm assuming that he succumbed to the sleep monster.
Yes, welcome. You are here.
Baby!
Yeah. Oh, and one of those friends. Oh, there was another conversation up there that the thing skipped through. Oh no, is it because of the hurricane? CB messaged me that on the way back there was a hurricane.
Hurricane. You know what we call those in Louisiana? Parties. We do. We throw hurricane parties. I mean, then we have a really bad one, and then it's like not funny anymore. But
I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
Is it pop or soda? Or Coke?
It's Coke.
Okay.
Everything is a Coke. You ask what kind of Coke they want, and you say like a Sprite, and it makes no sense, but we say it anyway.
So, because my aunt from Louisiana, she just says soda, and yeah,
that would be really weird. That would be really weird. Like if somebody was like, "Do you want a soda?" Like that would be very strange to me, like in common vernacular. Like if I was just talking to a coworker, or
but
those are weird.
But somebody was asking in a writing group I'm in, what do they say in Louisiana? Pop or Coke? I mean, pop, soda, or Coke? Oh, excuse me, I'm burping. Coke. And I was just like, I don't remember because it like changes depending on where you are in the South. In the South, it's either a soda or a Coke. Like in most of Tennessee, it's a soda, unless you want a Coke. And like, so. And I'm like, I don't remember. I know that my aunt says soda, but that may just be because she married. Yeah. So, but yes, I was just curious.
It makes no sense, but we say it anyway.
Hi guys, I'm like 104 minutes late. Shake my We wrote many words and welcome.
I love how specific that was.
They were very specific. I appreciate this.
104 minutes late.
Was scary. My car, which is big. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you made it home safe.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drive in a hurricane.
Well, they were already out and on their way back when it hit. So
no good. No good.
I've never heard anyone.
Parties. Literally, just go wherever you are and get drunk. The whole
See, here's the thing. Depending on where you are in the South, Pepsi isn't an option.
So we have Pepsi.
But
I actually like Diet Pepsi a lot. But literally, if somebody was to ask you what you want to drink, they'd say, like, you want sweet tea, water, milk, juice, you want a Coke? If you go, yeah, I'll have a Coke, they say, okay, what kind? I have Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Sprite. Like, they offer you options when you say Coke.
see, here, if it's a Pepsi place and you're all like, well, I'd like a Coke, they go, oh, is Pepsi okay? And I'm like, no, I did not order a Pepsi. Just give me a sweet tea. But and my husband, who since he stopped drinking soda doesn't care about the difference anymore, he'll just, because he doesn't like to be fussy, he'll just say yes, it's fine, but not tell me that it was a Pepsi, and then I go to drink it and I'm like,
And you're like, this is not the same.
no. This is when they say is a Pepsi okay? No. We just get a sweet tea or a Dr. Pepper or a Sprite. Like, it's because, like, if you get a 2-liter of Pepsi, I'm fine with it, but there's just something weird about the Pepsi from the things that
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
carbonation stuff.
yeah, their carbonation's always off.
Yeah, I think the only like actual place where you go, unless you're like going to like a store to buy Pepsi though, is like that I've seen anyway recently is like Pizza Hut is like one of the only ones that like carries Pepsi products. I don't know. I don't
See,
know
that's
anywhere else.
see if you look, if there was like a there used to be a map where you could just look at like places that carry Pepsi, Coke, and both on like a thing. The South is so very heavily Coca-Cola.
Yes. We love your
So,
Coca-Cola.
but we have a lot of Midwestern chains that are moving into the South now. And I was teasing Chris. I'm like, because a new food store came in, food place, and we sat down, and I was like, this place is Midwestern in origin. And he's like, how do you know? And I'm like, well, one, they're a Pepsi place. Two, do they have custard or ice cream? Because Midwestern places have Pepsi and frozen custards and cheese curds
I've
and
never
cheese curds.
had a frozen custard in my life.
They may not have got to Louisiana yet, because like
Never had one in my life.
because Kentucky and Tennessee are like the beginning. You gotta
I've
get
had
through it.
froyo. That's about as much as the
Oh well,
of ice cream as I've gotten is froyo.
don't get me wrong. Frozen custards are good. It's just a thing. Oh my gosh, CB, if it's the same one that just missed us here in Jamaica, heading for Florida, I think. Oh, well, welcome.
Jeez. We're all getting caught in it.
We went and parked and helped my friend not have a panic attack. I
Always a good
assume your friend is good, so I'm glad that everything was got better now.
Nobody wants
Words. I'm a writer. I can speak. Nobody wants Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi is actually kind of good.
I will agree.
like
Diet
regular-
Pepsi is the only diet soda that I think tastes fine.
Yeah, like I don't like regular Pepsi, but I will drink the heck out of some Diet Pepsi. Weird. I know. That's weird.
I just don't like being surprised with my drink. If I,
Yeah,
if I ordered one thing
I don't like being
and
surprised
I
when
get
I drink.
something else, I'm like, this is instantly no. It's just, I don't care if I like it or not. I'm from the South, and it was a shocker to realize Dr. Pepper wasn't an option. Say what? So all the Southerners go, hold up, but that's
Another reason not to visit New York. It did not need any more.
Dr. Pepper is like the neutral zone. It's the safe
Dr.
bet.
Pepper
Everywhere
is
has Dr. Pepper, whether they're a Coke or Pepsi place. My mind is blown. Also, where in the South are you from, Wendy? If I found a restaurant that didn't have Dr. Pepper, we're going to a new restaurant. I
Right,
believe that.
right.
I thought he would do that. It was a restaurant we went to. He had to go to the convenience store to get his Dr. Pepper fix. Dr. Pepper isn't a thing here in Jamaica, but it was all the rage back in Canada. Yeah, I don't know how popular Dr. Pepper is outside of the US, but apparently it's very popular in Canada. I heard Pepsi is designed to taste like room temperature Coke because that's how Coke was originally consumed way back when Pepsi tried to copy the recipe. No idea if that's true. So there is a thing that Pepsi tastes better warm than it does cold. And it's like if I let my Coke go warm, it's not okay. But if I let my Pepsi go warm, I'm fine with it. So, but also I just order sweet tea in most places. So
Yeah, it's hard to mess up sweet tea. It's literally just diabetes in a cup.
you would think that, but have you been outside the
No,
South?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. I remember I went to San Diego, California. I was helping my friend married a Marine, and he was based at Camp Pendleton in San Diego. And so we were like moving her into an apartment out there. And so we drove like cross country. And I remember really wanting a sweet tea. And I could not find sweet tea to save my life anywhere. And then, like, one of her neighbors, new neighbors in the apartment complex, was super nice. And she was like, what do you mean sweet tea? Like cold tea, cold. Like it was like we had to explain it so many times that it was like almost maddening. And then finally, like 2 days later, we're finishing moving her in, and the neighbor comes over and she has this can. It looks like a monster can. It's fucking sweet tea in a can.
I was about to ask, is it in Arizona? Sweet tea?
No,
Because those come in a
no.
can.
It was called buku. And I was like, that's a Louisiana term. It means a lot of. I was like, oh my God, where did you find Louisiana sweet tea? Like, what is this dark magic? Like, it's not a thing. And it was literally the only sweet tea she could find. She said, I went to 3 convenience stores and I'm convinced that this does not exist.
When I go out of state for conventions, and when I go to certain states and I order sweet tea, they will bring you a cold tea with sugar poured in it. And you can see the sugar still not dissolved, and you're like,
Stop it.
it's like you could have just told me you don't have sweet tea. That would have been fine. My family is from the Midwest. I was like raised in Tennessee, but I'm also accustomed to unsweet tea. That is far better than drinking my undissolved sugar in the
It's the worst. That is the worst, is whenever you order a sweet tea and it's like clumps of sugar at the bottom that haven't dissolved because it's already filled tea that they poured sugar in, like it's going to actually do anything. Oh,
It's like you could have just told me you were out. Would have been fine.
I have
I
my
have
high
my soda, Dr. Pepper, Coke, and Sprite, depending on the mood. If none of those are options, cream soda. You sound like Michael. Michael has the exact same order of soda.
We've spent so much time talking about like sweet tea and sodas and stuff, and I really don't. I drink like Sprite Zero occasionally because it doesn't have any sugar or caffeine in it. When I just want something fizzy, but other than that, I don't really drink anything else.
Yeah, I primarily drink juices and sweet teas and stuff, but we all have opinions on soda. Texas, cool. We're covering like the dots in the South everywhere. No, this is Dr.
Never
Pepper.
had a Dr. Pepper. Oh, it's so good.
It's
We
fuck,
need
I
to
can't
mail
remember.
one.
It was originally
one?
made from a root, and I don't remember what root it is. And it still to this day tastes vaguely like carbonated, sugary that root, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cousin to root beer, because it's not sassafras, but it's like a cousin to root beer.
Yeah. I learned not to take cream soda to a picnic. It made with honey, and the bees will descend.
Oh my God.
The bees are coming.
That is the next horror short story that I should write tomorrow.
just taking your root beer float with some honey. All right, looking down. Oh, talking more about Dr. Pepper. I've raised your son well. Yes, you've raised my son well from Arizona. You have done this. Okay, so we're going to be doing our last sprint of the night. Are we good with 20 minutes, everybody? 20 minutes good?
20 minutes, because I need the time.
What, baby? You're not sprinting. Then go take a shower. The children will be fine. Okay. I'm trying to wait for the chat to load. I assume some people have answered me. My husband was like, yeah, for the first time in 2 hours, my husband has appeared at my side and was like, 15 minutes. And I'm like, you were not asked, sir. I was sprinting or not, though. Are you sprinting? Because if you're sprinting, that means you're not watching the children. So your reasoning for taking a shower is null and void.
Well,
No, they're up there and you're down there.
Has been like 8 times already today.
All right. I see one person say 20 minutes is good, and really that's all I need in my life.
20 minutes!
It's just all my Brad Mondo.
I love Brad Mondo so hard. And Bailey Killian. I love watching her do makeup while she talks about gruesome murder.
Yeah, I like, I've started watching Bernadette Banner as she makes historical clothing and stuff. All right, so we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, time's up. I finished about another probably half page worth. I only have like 2/3 of the final page of this chapter left to critique. Also had a side conversation with my CP about their chapter. So, how did everybody else do? Lauren, how did you do?
I am cheating because I'm video editing right now. No, I actually did really good. I got like kind of the first big thing done, which is good. I'm not coherent. Hang on. Trying to resize this stupid font and it's like it's not wanting to do what I need it to do.
Yeah, do that. I'm gonna check on chat while you monkey with that. If you, me and my husband, it's, yeah, we just like to be sassy to each other. That's just part of our marriage. We're totally playful about it, so. Yes, the sass, that is us. I love watching him and listening to him talk about hair. I think, okay, no, Lauren moved. I was like,
no, I'm just like, for once, actually really concentrating on something I need to be concentrating on for like the first one ever.
You can. Yes, I do. I think most people who like root beer also like Dr. Pepper, but the reverse is not as true.
That is accurate.
Realized why Tiny Human has energy. My mom gave her cheesecake after dinner. Ah, yes, that could do it. I need to assist him in exhausting her. I was about to say excusing her, but I'm like, that's not what that word is. Aren't moms great? I like to think we are. Well, she's doing stuff like that because she's grandma and doesn't have to stick around when it's too fast. I am sorry that your mom does that to you. Her justification was also she's helping give her extra calories because my daughter is small for her age. I don't know that that's how that works, but if it do, it do. 142, an outline of that pesky middle act. You can do it. Conquer the middle act. 2 pages read through. Aw, yeah. Got some dinner, then wrote 50 words. Yes, dinner footage. I wrote a full page, more murder and mayhem. That's the sequel album to Death and Disfigurement.
I'm gonna mute myself to see if all this crap that I just did actually worked. Hang on.
Opening scene of chapter 4. Aw, yeah. 449 words. Yeah. 149 in the story I'm doing by the seat of my pants. Yes, that can be fun. I too love root beer. All right. Have fun. 90 words in a research rabbit hole. Oh, those can be fun.
Okay, I reached the stopping point. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. I'm just stretching because my back.
It might have somewhat worked. I don't know. I'm so excited now. It looks pretty cool.
Awesome. I expect to be linked to it when you're done.
Yeah. I don't know when that's going to be. I literally got the first sentence. Like that was my major milestone that I was so invested in, like finishing was like the first sentence.
That's
of
fair.
My script.
Do you know how long is your script? Like how many sentences?
It's not that many. It's really not that many. It's more like some pull quotes, some like snippets of editorial reviews, and like a few, like the top line of my back cover copy is what if your entire life you knew the exact day you were going to die? And then the very next sentence is Liz does. And so like that's the beginning part of the book trailer because I just think it's a really good hook. Be like, Wait a second. I want to know more.
What you mean? MC
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. So I have like that sentence and then like some editorial review quotes, full quotes, and some blurbs and stuff, like just like 2 or 3 that are really good that I'm gonna put in there. And then I think I'm gonna like kind of bring it home, like the stakes home again, and then kind of wrap it up because I don't want it to be a long video. It's only gonna be like a minute or 2. So you know.
Amen to this.
Yeah.
Video editing.
No lie. No joke.
I actually, for my video this week, because my camera absolutely adores me sometimes, so I'll have like 2 20-minute clips of footage in total for like my takes and the silent while I'm sitting there rereading my paragraph for the 8th time. And then like just 5 or 6 minutes in, then the audio suddenly unsyncs for 5 or 6 minutes. And sometimes it'll be at different speeds too. So I'll have like one take that's at negative 0.19 of a second, and then another one that's like plus 0.26 of a second. And it's all like, it sounds like these are very small numbers, but when it comes to like seeing and hearing it, it really can throw people off. So it's like,
yeah.
So I had fun with that. I've gotten very proficient at it now, so now it's just a minor inconvenience that's like, why do you do this for me? You're no longer stopping me from proceeding quickly.
I wish I had unlimited money and I could just pay people to do these things for me, but I do not have unlimited money. So.
That's the goal. That's the goal. The goal is to eventually be able to just have a team.
Mm-hmm.
My video editor. All right. So, yes, it either the mouth moves and then the audio, or the audio and then the mouth. But so as I said before the last break sprint, I've got to go finish my video for this week and work on my bedroom so that we can rip up the carpets. So we've reached the end of the stream. I was like, there was a sentence there. Lauren, go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lauren Sevier. I am a young adult author, YouTuber, and mom from down home, Louisiana. And my debut young adult fantasy novel, Songs Bottom, is coming out November 21st of this year in all formats. But the ebook is actually available for pre-order platform-wide right now. So check it out.
Links to all of Lauren's socials and YouTube channel are down below. And I am Writing Mom Samantha L. Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I also host these live streams every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sometimes we do writing sprints all night long, and then other times we talk about a topic of usually my guest choice. So, yeah, thank you everybody for coming. People who are watching this. Oh, yes.
We forgot. We're going to be on my channel tomorrow where Samantha's going to embarrass me with her amazing knowledge of short stories. So go to my channel, set your reminder. It's going to be a great time because I don't know how to write anything under 50,000 words.
I will add that to the description down below because I can do that. So after I end the broadcast, I'll go ahead and add that. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching on repeat, and we will see you next time. Bye.